Hi everyone, Minnie Mel here. We are back at Pure Muscle and Fitness. I'm just about 7 weeks post-surgery, so feeling really good. Saw the surgeon yesterday, so 2 thumbs up to get back to rebuilding. So today's workout is going to be a pull workout, so back and biceps. Obviously a little bit lighter, a little bit more cautious having just gone through a surgery, but enjoy the workout. So as we go through the back and bicep workouts today, I'm going to give you my tips for perfecting your form, some cues maybe that will help you to engage your back and biceps better. Most of this I've learned from Big Mike, so watch and enjoy. So we're starting with a lat pull down. This is a prime lat pull down. Love this machine. You can see the handles move. What you want to do here is make sure your shoulders are retracted down. And then when I pull down, elbows are forward and coming into the lat. Tempo I keep quite slow, making sure I get a good stretch at the top. And I want to be sure I'm using my back and not my biceps in these pull down exercises. So you can do a slight rock back into the motion. Keep your lower back stable and tight and core tight the whole time. Just think of driving those elbows down towards the knees. We're just warming up here. I usually do about 12 to 15 on the warm up. And then we'll go a little bit heavier, not too heavy today. Back's been one of my major areas of focus to improve. As I mentioned, I work with Big Mike and he's helped me a lot with legs and back, but still a lot of room to improve on back. So one of the things from returning to training, and for any of you who've gone through surgeries, I know a lot of people have tears, maybe some hip replacements, shoulder injuries. A lot of us in the gym do suffer injuries. Or if you've gone through a surgery like I have, as much as I'm dying to get back in with both feet, the important thing now for full recovery and to come back better is to just take things sort of progressively and cautiously. So my workouts are a little bit shorter time-wise, and intensity is just a little bit lower. I still want to make sure I'm getting the workout and the muscle engaged, but because my core is still very weak, I've just got to be a little bit cautious. So take it one day at a time. So, and the way I would describe intensity, one of the tools that's really helpful for me is my Apple Watch, actually, because it'll tell me active calories and output. I wear an Oura ring as well. So I can tell now, based on kind of where I've been in the past, I'm at about 65% of where I was sort of before this surgery. The weights are a little bit lower. I'm still getting the full contraction, that focus on the mind-muscle connection, but the weights are substantially lower. I'm not overloading as much as I would have maybe a couple months ago, but I'll build up to that. So again, it's still the time under tension is still there. The muscle squeeze is still there, just the weights are a little bit lighter, and right now the reps are a little bit higher. I have been sore coming back the last couple of weeks, but that'll in time hopefully improve. One of the things too on back exercises that'll help you from using too much bicep is your grip. So if your grip's a little bit looser, like a hook grip instead of a death grip, that'll help you focus more on the lats, the back than biceps. So hook grip's just with your thumb off the handle. When you pull down, you can close it when you pull down, but if you're gripping it like that, you're going to be using a lot of biceps. It's just a little tip to help you think of back more than biceps. So with the rowing movements, I think the best cue I can give you is for anything where you're doing a row, whether it's a seated row, a machine row, a chest supported row, you always think about your shoulders being ahead of or over your hips, so your hips behind. Keep your hips back as far as you can and keep that arch in your low back. So I struggle with that. That's probably an area where I've still got lots of room for improvement, but that's a big change. The other thing for me is I tend to shrug a lot. So trying to take the traps out of the exercise is key for me. And again, it's that open hook grip, I'll call it, pulling back with the shoulders, so really getting the lats, the back to do the movement, as opposed to the arms and traps. So I have changed in the last little bit my nutrition. Been working with Stefan Kinsel, like it was my boss of Outlaw on Instagram. He's a highly acclaimed coach. He's got lots and lots of top athletes. He's very precise with his programming, but he's very careful about the timing of especially your carbohydrates around training. So the pre-workout, post-workout, even intra-workout nutrition is really focused on providing that nutrient base to feed your muscles and get you through the training workouts and right after. So that's made a big difference. The other meals kind of post-workout, a little bit lower in carbs, and then at the end of the day, protein and a higher fat meal. So it's working really well. Training's been great, at least leading up to the surgery, and now I feel really good. So then in terms of how my food choices have changed since the surgery. To be honest, there's only a few things because my diet was fairly typical bodybuilding diet. So chicken, rice, cream of rice, oats, whey protein, eggs, those are all still in my diet. The major exceptions are eat a lot of berries and a lot of nuts, whole nuts. So because they have a seed or a shell or a skin, they're called higher residue foods. So they tend to take a little bit more effort for your digestion to process. So for now, those foods are out of my diet, and my fiber in my diet is a little bit low. Again, just to allow the intestines and the colon to get back to the full strength. So on rows again, I've got that, not the death grip, just a hook grip. So start by driving your elbows down and back. So lead with the elbows. Don't just pull like this. That's all momentum. So it's just a sliding motion, elbows down and back. Make sure you're getting a full stretch at the bottom and pull back. And again, you'll see my hips are behind my shoulders. They could be further back, but still haven't got quite the mobility in my midsection yet. So we're going to end this part of the workout with another pull down. Typically I'll do 2 pull down movements and 2 rowing movements, change it up quite a bit. When I train with Mike, he does a lot of supersets, so it's a slightly different style of workout, but those are your basics for back. So you're going to be doing some kind of pull down, some kind of row. With any kind of pull down machine, any kind of rowing machine, you can adjust the angles are slightly different. Your hand position, maybe supinated, or all those little subtleties will hit slightly different areas of the back, slightly different engagement. And depending on your structure, so some of these machines here fit me a lot better. This one, for example, the Cybex row, I just feel it in my back better than a lot of the other machines. So I am doing a lot of chest supported exercises you'll see today, but again, that's because my core is not quite as strong as it will be in a few months. The other thing for back and great exercises, so your deadlifts, your rack pulls, compound exercises are great. You just have to know how to do them properly because it's your risk for injury goes up quite a bit when you're pulling a heavy load off the floor. I don't deadlift as much now, but when I first started training, those were staples in my program. So depending on where you're at, your level of training, those may be part of your program as well. So we're going to do, with back, I'm doing biceps lately, so I'm just going to do 3 exercises today. These are 3 of my favorites, and so we're going to start with the preacher curl. This is again on the Prime machine. You can adjust the strength curve on this. I've just got it on the 4 for now, which is giving me a little bit more middle and end range tension. Staying quite light, but on biceps, I think the biggest thing is to make sure you're not cheating the range, so I'll say. So you'll see a lot of people doing a curl, whether it's with a barbell or a dumbbell, and they'll start here at kind of 90 degrees and they're doing this range. So that's not gonna grow your biceps. You need to have a full extension and then a full curl. So the preacher exercise sort of forces you to start in that fully extended position. That's one of the reasons I like it. And then just curl with it. It's a little bit heavy. Keep the tempo fairly slow, controlled on the eccentric, get a nice squeeze at the top. So bicep incline curl, you can obviously do this on an incline bench with dumbbells. We've got a couple of machines here. This just forces your arm to stay in a stable position. But again, where you're gonna get the biggest bang for your buck on these bicep exercises is in that extended, stretched range of the muscle. I'm moving a little bit fast to bring it up, so I should bring this up under more control, but a good stretch and then a good squeeze. Today I've been using Mutant's All In. It's a good kind of intra-workout product. It's got beta-alanine, it's got citrulline, a little bit of caffeine, not too much. And then I'm using that with their Kill Switch, which has got L-carnitine. It's more of a fat burner. Technically, I don't really need to burn fat right now, but it gives a little more clean energy. So just a scoop of each of that, and that gets me through the workout. Another little tip with bicep exercises, with your wrist, instead of like curling it in at the top, keep it open, so keep it down, and you'll get a better contraction, a better squeeze in the bicep. So again, this, as opposed to this is a better position. Is it there? It's funny, the body dysmorphia, because even in the hospital or on the street, people ask you if you're a bodybuilder, and meanwhile in your head, you think you've lost every ounce of muscle, because you haven't been in the gym for a few weeks, but it's still there. We're gonna finish with a hammer curl, crossbody hammer curl, doing these alternating arms. So you're gonna get the outside of the bicep here and give you a nice peak. So full stretch at the bottom and then squeeze at the top. keep it always under control. You can always extend these a little bit just with a brief pause. You can see the weight here is pretty light. That's 15 pounds, so that's heavy enough for me to get about 8 to 10 reps. It's a fairly concentrated movement, so you don't need a lot of weight.